In this video, we're focusing on the software side of our Shuttle XPC. In part 1, we took the system apart, gave it a good clean, and went through the specs. Now it's time to get it loaded up with an operating system, see a pretty cool use case scenario, and of course try out some games. I mean, what else is the point, right? Oh yeah, multimedia. Welcome back to Rick's Around Retro, where no, we don't judge you by your size. So where did we leave off last time? Well, our shuttle system was all back in one piece and was just about ready. But as we all know, when you start messing with these retro machines, things don't always go as smoothly as you might have hoped. Almost immediately after getting put back together, I started having issues with it not booting up properly. If you've dealt with that sort of situation before, you know the drill. Take each part out until you've isolated the actual problem, which I did. After a lot of back and forth, I found that the memory modules I had picked out were in fact the root cause. So that was a nice little side quest, but we now have a working system after all, which I loaded up Windows XP Media Center on because I have a plan for this computer. So let's detour for just a second. What is the Media Center edition of Windows XP? Well, it was an addition or almost an offshoot of Windows XP and was originally showcased at CES in 2002. The intent was to make the PC a bit more living room friendly. This version of XP included many features such as an option to watch live TV, let your computer act as a DVR, and of course play media files, all set up on a couch-friendly interface. The primary piece of software of course being the titular Media Center all wrapped up in a unique skin for XP not found in other versions. It reached general release later the same year. Personally, I certainly remember seeing a whole slew of Media Center focused PC cases enter the market around this time, trying to jump in on this new trend. The PC was supposed to be brought out from under your desk and proudly displayed next to your TV. Many were designed to really look like something that would blend right into your home theater stack. And one such case I have is one I was given recently. You know who you are, so thank you. It actually even includes a front panel display that could be controlled by software. Fancy. Antec seems to have gone into this trend with quite a few different models. XP Media Center saw a few releases until the last one being 2005, which we have installed on our Shuttle XPC. Microsoft did not seem to push the software going forward specifically, but did integrate some of the features into their future operating systems. So about at this point is when I realized that the drive I had put in this machine was just a plain old CD-ROM one and wasn't even working very well. If we're going to use this for media, we pretty much need a DVD drive. I did go ahead and install this pretty plain looking one just to expand our options a little bit. The color doesn't match very well unfortunately, but let's see if we can do something about that a little later. Alright, before we dive deeper into the media capabilities of this machine, let's check out some games. First-person shooters certainly seem to dominate this time frame, and Unreal Tournament 2004 is another great entry in that category. Building on a successful formula of the original game, it added more stages, more weapons, more options, and basically more of everything. Still, it's a great game to play in a LAN party if you have the chance. Command & Conquer Generals was sort of a soft reboot of the franchise, attempting to bring the series into the realm of 3D. Focusing a bit more on the tactical aspects of troop movement and a little less on maintaining your base, it pits three very different playing factions against each other in a pseudo-modern setting.
Made in the US of A. Here. It should be fun. Clocked in. Make my own road.
Oh, signing for this.
How about a lift? Any more projects? Humvee here.
Our base is being attacked, sir.
Got my missile launcher right here.
Resisting the urge to put even more shooters on here that seem to litter the mid-2000s, we'll slow it down a bit more with SimCity 4. Perhaps the pinnacle of the series that is yet to be outdone, it offers a superbly complex yet laid-back and accessible view into the life of a mayor. Build your city, attract people to move there, and keep them happy in an endless loop that makes you wonder where the hours went. Showing some games running on this is of course great, but what was the whole point of running XP Media Center specifically? Of course that would be to hook it up to a matching CRT and a flat panel at the same time. Because I can, it's unnecessary, probably won't serve much purpose, but dang if I don't love it. Running DVI to HDMI for the flat panel, then S-Video to the CRT. Windows sees both screens, which gives us a lot of options for enjoying our media and playing games. Now it of course works out really well that I happen to have a matching silver CRT to really sell this cohesive solution. I've had this TV since it was new, and this computer has in fact served as a TV-puter in the past due to its size. It certainly never has served double duty however with two screens like this. Now the Radeon 9700 Pro is a powerful card, but let's just remember this isn't exactly a high-resolution video card by modern standards, and won't be playing games to the full capacity of this flat panel. Just using it for desktop use though is no problem. But let's put that aside a little bit and try to use the media features so proudly touted by this computer as well as XP Media Center. Live TV is of course no longer available, not to mention I don't even have a TV tuner card, but I bet someone crafted into me has figured out some solution to get modern TV working with Media Center. We do have easy access to our photo collection and can quite easily fire off a slideshow. Convenient and dreamy. The thing I bet most people used this for, however, was to play media files. In our case, we can use this feature to pretend we're plunked down to watch some good old Saturday morning cartoons, which in their glorious 4:3 aspect ratio look really good on here. Speaking of that media, one feature that Microsoft introduced in 2005 version of Media Center was for your Xbox 360 or other computer to act as a remote media player, which sadly no longer works as some components that are needed to configure this connection are no longer available. At least as of the making of this video, I haven't been able to hunt down what is needed to make this work. And let's not forget that we did put a DVD drive in here so that we can enjoy DVD playback as well. Here is the Star Wars Episode 3 trailer in all its angsty glory. And yes, I should mention that it is indeed not easy to capture video of a CRT in action, as many of you might be familiar with. Trust me, it does look a lot better in person than what you're seeing here.
By the dark side, young Skywalker has become.
About that DVD drive. Well, its black design doesn't exactly match up very well with our silver case, so I decided to give it a paint job. First step was taking the front plate pieces off very gently, as often old plastic can be brittle, especially when it's been held on with nothing but clips. After a good wash, I went ahead and sprayed on a coat of paint that somewhat matches our case color. I'll warn you right now, I'm a total beginner with this sort of thing, so yeah. But it did get the job done, and I'm actually quite pleased with the end result. All we have to do now is put everything back together and see the results of our labor. Now, all I need to do is hunt down a silver VCR to complete the look. Another thing I think that also adds to the media chop of this machine is of course all the ports that are easily accessible on the front. Although it does look just a tad silly with everything hooked up, they are there if you do need them. Also, I'd be remiss not to mention that yes, this machine does have Windows 98 drivers available, so it'll work great as an overpowered, basically portable, even more retro gaming computer. It did serve this purpose just fine, and the small size made it easier to toss around where it was needed. Wrapping things up, I think this computer is the epitome of a big machine in a small package. There are many modern small form factor machines, but none that really hold up to the shuttle designs that they came up with in the early 2000s, at least in my eyes. My particular shuttle right down here has been in service for nearly 2 decades, and I don't see it going back into storage anytime soon. I hope you enjoyed the look back at this Shuttle XPC SN41G2 computer as much as I've enjoyed using it all this time. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time.